Welcome to Fight Radio for trending combat sport news. What's trending? The Professional Fighters League PFL has acquired Bellator MMA, aiming to reshape the MMA scene. With rumors circulating for a month, PFL 100 million investment from Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund signaled that PFL gonna take big step to become #1 MMA promotion, resulting they buy Bellator MMA. PFL owner Donn Davis also announced that there will be a massive mega event in 2024 where it's gonna be bigger than UFC event. In that mega event, PFL champion will face Bellator champion versus champion. Obviously, Francis Ngannou is very happy. He don't like UFC and Dana White. Now, PFL is trying to level up to compete with UFC. He tweets, "Congratulations on game-changing announcement in the MMA space. The opportunity for PFL and Bellator athletes under this banner are endless." Talking about Francis Ngannou, Donn Davis reveals that Francis Ngannou's next fight in PFL and Deontay Wilder gonna be his opponent inside the PFL MMA cage.
The same two things I told you last time with transparency. One, we don't know, other than he will fight with PFL in 2024. We don't know if it's first or last quarter. And I still think that it will be a mixed rules fight. And I still think Deontay Wilder is the most likely opponent. That would be unbelievable. I think the second and third options are much less compelling.
Another trending combat sport news, how can we forget about Dwayne Johnson came on Joe Rogan podcast. He praised Francis Ngannou boxing skills. Let's check it out.
That guy go over there with, no one gave him any chance. Terrence Crawford was sitting across where you are right now. He's like, zero chance. He's gonna get knocked out, zero chance. And then when he dropped Tyson Fury in the 3rd round and then was battering him in the 8th, and then at the 10th round, at the end of the fight, you're like, I don't know
what's going to fucking happen
I don't know who won. And
yes.
One judge saw it for him, and one judge saw it for, and the other 2 judges saw it for Fury. But it was that close. It was that close where and a lot of people are saying that this puts Tyson Fury's argument of being one of the greatest of all time in jeopardy. Because now people are saying, well, hey man, you got dropped and brought to a questionable decision by a guy with 0 boxing matches.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of freak that Francis
is, man.
He's a freak. He's the freak of all freaks.
If you're, and you've seen Francis up close.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing. And so you know the kind of freak he is. If you're him and if you're his people, what's his next move?
Get as much money as you can.
Of course.
This is what I think they should do. Put him in with a heavyweight boxer that he could beat that has a good record. Like someone who's in the argument of like a top 10. And if Francis knocks that guy out, then if they can try to coax Tyson Fury into a rematch, that would be fucking bananas. And I think Saudi Arabia has enough money to actually pull that off.
I think so too.
I think so too. They might be able to fucking bait Tyson in with some just fucking life-changing generational money.
So here's the thing about Tyson, who I love.
I love that.
Few days ago, Tom Aspinall defeated Sergey Pavlovich and became interim heavyweight champion. He became extremely emotional and burst into tears after the victory. However, Henry Cejudo thought that was too much. He said, "Your accomplishment is nothing. An interim title is nothing. First defeat John Jones, then cry. But save your tears for now." However, Daniel Cormier does not agree with the point which Henry made. He posted a video on the Instagram and said, "Shut up, Henry."
Henry Cejudo, man, I like the guy. I do. This dude has never been more wrong. Henry said, Tom Aspinall shouldn't have been as emotional to become the champion. It's not the real belt. It's not fair. Henry Cejudo became the UFC champion because he's a tremendous athlete and he is just a winner. He's just a winner. But Henry Cejudo was not groomed to be UFC champion. Henry Cejudo was groomed to be the Olympic wrestling champion. And he did that. And when he did that, he cried. He was excited and he was the champ. And it felt like he had accomplished the world. That's what Tom Aspinall did. Interim or not, they're wrapping 12 pounds of gold around his belt. So he got emotional. That feels as real to him as that Olympic gold medal put around Henry Cejudo's neck back in Beijing. His father quit working to train him to go chase that belt. Henry's wrong. Friend or not, wrong.
So DC, man, you're turning on your Olympic teammate. You're turning against the greatest combat athlete of all time. But you know what, DC? I love it. If I was to win an Olympic silver medal, you think you see me running around? You think you see me crying? You think I would want to pick up that American flag and represent all of us? An interim bout just means you're the #1 contender. And for all you soft people that don't like that, including Tom Aspinall, because yeah, I will say this. Yeah, it was too much. Save those tears. Save those tears that if you can beat a guy like John Jones, if you can truly beat the greatest of all time and say you are a world champion. I just personally think, first of all, congratulations to Tom. But at the same time, you're the number one contender, man. The interim belts mean nothing. They mean nothing because you know what it's all about? And this is why it's all about being the absolute best in the world. And if you don't understand it, if you guys don't get that logic of you being number one to say you're number one, not number two, number one, then it's different. But DC, you wouldn't know. You know why? Because there's only one Triple C. There's only one greatest combat athlete of all time. And his name is Triple C. P.S.